And welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a variation of the card trick that I had done, and it was a very popular video on my channel. So this one's going to be a little different. I'm going to use these fabrics. This was a fat quarter bundle that's new to Walmart. It says Southwest Living. I just got it recently, so it is still up there. Well, up there at mine. I don't know where you're from. I don't know if they have it, but check it out if you're interested. However, I already did these steps and I already filmed them, so I am going to reuse what I filmed from the first one, and then when we get to the end, I'll show this one and the variation. So the video you're going to see is the bright fabrics I used in the other one, the green, the yellow, purple, pink, and blue. All those steps are the same, so I'm just going to use those, and then I'll see you back here after you've watched that and we're ready to turn it to the new way we're going to do it this time. So I'll see you in a bit. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a card trick quilt block. So I'm going to start with 6 by 6 squares, and I have 4 different colors here, and these are the 4 colors of my cards. So you'll also need your background color, but we'll get to that. I'm going to need my bigger one here. So we're going to take this and we are going to cut it in half. If you're not comfortable cutting all yours at the same time, don't. Cut them all separately. It's not that big a deal. I did, however, cut my squares a little bit bigger because I like to give myself room to breathe. So I'm going to line this up from corner to corner, and I'm going to slice down it. Now, I do have the spinning mat. I'm going to move my pin cushions out of the way here, and I'm going to spin this. Now, you don't want to cut all of this one. So I'm going to line this up corner to corner, and I'm going to hold it tight down here, but I'm going to pull these out. So now I know that's a straight line. Right there, straight line. And I'm going to, you can also, I got it on the point, and you could also, now it's not completely lined up, but if you could see the black on there is straight across there. It's not on the edge, but there's the same amount of fabric between. But you could bring it up here, and right there it's straight. So you line that up, and then at your corner. And we're just going to slice down through there, just like that. So we only need one of these right now. We're going to take these and lay them out in whatever order you want. It really doesn't matter. And we're going to sew this together. We're going to sew these 2 down this way. Down this way. Now I am going to start with this edge because I try not to start with a point, because if I started like this, my sewing machine would eat that. So I'm going to start there. So I'm going to sew those 2 on this side and these 2. You wouldn't have to pin these. I pin them because, well, for one, I like to pin. And for 2, then I know when I get to the sewing machine, I don't sew the wrong side by accident. I sew the side that has the pin in it. These are slippery, so just be careful. Work with them. Take your time. So I'm going to go sew those 2 up, and I will be right back. We've done that. And this is a fat quarter bundle from Joann's. Most of my little blocks here I do are fat quarter bundles. I like to practice with the less expensive fabric to get more of a variety. Not that this was cheap. I just don't want to buy a whole yard just to practice. I'm going to switch that, because I need these to go opposite directions. And don't be afraid to re-press your seams. It's not that big a deal. So then we're going to nestle them together right there. Now this one, I really don't have a choice. I have to start with a corner, or a point rather. But I always use starters and stoppers or enders, whatever you want to call them. So it helps a little, but you know, I do what I can. All right. So I'm going to go sew this up just straight down through there, and I'll be right back. So here's our middle piece. This is called an hourglass block. I do have a video on an hourglass block, but it is a different technique because on that one I only use 2 colors, which actually would work on this. If you wanted to make more than one, you would just do the first step on that one and then just on 2 different ones and then just reverse it, or not reverse it, but switch it with the second step. But I'll show that sometime eventually. So we're going to make this block a 5-inch square. So to do that, to trim it up, we're going to match up this diagonal line with this diagonal line. And we want it to be 5 inches. So we're going to put the 2.5-inch dot right there. There's a 2.5-inch dot. We're going to put that right in the middle because that is our center point on this block. So you line up the diagonal line and make sure your center point is on that middle. Oh, it slid on me a little bit, but that's okay. All right. Throw this to the side. I'll add it to my pillow. All right. Same thing here now. Now we're going to do the same thing. Line up the diagonal. Line up the 2.5-inch dot. And then you're going to look down here. Your 5-inch corner will be perfect on the edge. And then your lines will match up perfectly if you've done it right. Now, if you made a wrong cut, don't sweat it. You know what? Just cut it to the size you can use and make the rest of your pieces accordingly. Just make them all smaller. So there's your hourglass block. Next, we are going to do half square triangles. We need 1 of each color with each one with the background color. So I chose, for my block, I've chosen the 4th color in here is purple. So I want this purple to be my background color because there was 5 colors in the bundle. And I wanted to use all of them. Normally I think people use white or even black as your background color. But I wanted to use all 4 colors to make it beautifully colorful. So for these 2, you need them to be half square triangles. So you're just going to line up corner to corner. Again, if you are not comfortable cutting them stacked up, don't. Cut them one at a time. It won't hurt anything. So now we have those. And we're going to line them all up with 1 of the other colors. I'm going to put 1 there. One here. Here. And here. Now again, if you don't want to pin, don't pin. Me, I like to put at least 1 pin in them. At least 1 pin. So I'm going to take these to the sewing machine and we are just going to sew them all up down the longest side, and I'll be right back. All right, they're all sewn up. We're going to press them out, and I'm just going to press them all towards the purple because then it's just universal. See, this one got jammed in my sewing machine a little bit. No problem. Gonna be cutting that part off anyway. Last one. So we're gonna cut these down to 5 inches also. Just like we did the other, except we only, well, no, actually it is, we don't have a middle to line up. So we're going to cut them down to 5. But on the first one, I like to line up as close to the edge as possible. I know I have a spinning mat, but when it's pieces like this that don't really, that you can line up better or eat just as easily, I don't really worry about it. So we're going to do the 5, and the diagonal. 5 in both lines and the diagonal. See, oh, that's little me. I waste a little, but not really waste because, like I said, it's going in my pillow. Which I'm pretty excited about that pillow. You guys haven't seen it yet, but I made it already. But the video's coming. So then we line up the 5 corner, which should line up the 2 edges, and then the diagonal should fall right into place. All right, 2 more. Line up your 5s on the edge, and your diagonal should fall right into place. And last one. Line up your 5, and as soon as you line up your edges, again, the middle falls right into place. All right, so there's all those. Now we're going to do the last block. We're going to bring these back. We're going to use those. I got one more purple. So far we have used one of each color, one 6-inch square of each color, except purple or your background fabric, whatever you're going to choose, which will be 3 6-inch squares. I could have spun the mat, but I had my stuff on it over there. And well, I didn't. You know the drill. Okay. So now, again, we're going to match these up with one of these. That's going to be at the top. So we're going to put it here. And here. And here. And here. So I'm going to go sew those up and I'll be right back. So I went to sew them up and I was wrong. You're going to put the purple at top and your background at top, and your blocks, your cards are going to go on the right side of it. So we're going to sew the right side. I'm going to flip it over though. Like I said, I want to start at the other one. So we are going to sew them so that the purple is on the top, the background is on the top, and the card is on the right. I'm going to go do these and then I will meet you back here. Okay, I've sewn those. I'm just pressing them open and I'm pressing them to the purple because I want it to just be uniformed. So we're not going to trim anything on them just yet. In fact, we're going to go, now you're going to need one more of each color except for the purple of 5.5-inch squares. So you need the background, you need 3 squares that are 6 by 6. And every other color, you're going to need 1 square that is 6 by 6 and 1 square that is 5.5 by 5.5. And we are going to cut these in half. We don't need these. We're just going to lay them to the side. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. So we're going to kind of lay it out. This is the middle. So we're going to do our green there. Our yellow here. No, you guys. Green's there. Yellow's there. Blue is there. green's here. I'm gonna get it. There we go. So then we'll have this will be here. So we will do, give me a minute. All right, sorry about that. You guys don't know it, but I was gone for a little bit. I had to take care of something. Okay, so this is where we're at. So our blue one, I'm going to lay these triangles out just so we get this right. This is going to be our card right there. So our pink one will go here. And then this pink one will go there. And then the green one will go there. Which means this green one will go here. And this yellow here. And then this here. So that's going to be our block. It looks a little sketchy right now, but it'll be all right. So now we're going to just take and sew these up. We're just going to line them up, pin them, because I'm a pinner. If you don't want to pin them, don't pin them. I'm just going to put one there at the, same with this one. And this one. And this one. So now I'm just going to take them back to the sewing machine, sew down the long end of all of them, and then I'll be back to trim them up and put it together. Sewing those up, snip them apart. Alright, so these we're going to fold towards whatever the solid color side is, because there'll be less bulk on that side. Bulk, not bulk. We'll have to trim these up. We've made this square before when we did the modified pinwheel, I think it was. So let's get rid of this. We're going to go, not that, this. We're going to go with the long side, or the long seam, the one we just did. And we're going to go as line up the diagonal as close to the edge as you can. Just trim that off of there. Flip it around. Now we're going to make them 5 inches, just like all our other blocks. So you line up the 5. Your 2.5 should be right on the middle. And I should have lined that up the first time. I mean, that worked out for me, but let me show you. So you want to line this up, since it's this kind of block, and you want it 5, you want to line the 2 up on this one also. So line up the diagonal and the 2. This one is laying a little bit wonky. It'll be all right. So now you're going to line up your 5, your 2.5 diagonal, and all your lines around. All right, put your 2.5 on there. Line up your diagonal. Trim off your sides. Spin it and do the same thing. Line up your 5. Check for your 2.5, which is there. Diagonal. One more. Line up the diagonal and the 2.5 in the middle. Spin it around, line up your 5, and everything else should fall into place. Diagonal's good, 2.5 is good. These will go in my pillow. All right, now I just left this like it was and moved it out of the way. Now we're gonna put these out, if we can remember how we did it. So you're going to match up your color to this. Make sure your purples are on the outside. Okay, so I've sewn all these pieces, you guys, but I don't like it. It's too busy. I'm going to sew it together just like this. It'll still keep you warm. I'm not mad or anything. I'm just not doing this square with these. So I'm going to make that one, just not the one I wanted to. So I went ahead and I recut it. I have a child who is a big fan of Harry Potter. So, and I actually changed my mind again because I'm going to show you what I was going to show you, but that's not what I'm doing either. So I was going to show you this, and you just turn the middle block and it's a whole new block. But I also don't like that with this fabric. Not bad, just not what I want. So I'm going to turn that back and we're going to do a different one, and on this one we're just going to turn the corners around so that the color piece faces the outside. So this is the block we're going to make today, which is still a card trick variation, just not the one I was going to do. So now I'm just going to sew these two, and these two, and I'll be right back then to show you the next step. All right. After I said that, you guys, that I'm going to show you the next step, I thought they know the next step. But I'm going to show you it anyway because, well, that's what I'm here for. So we're going to iron these open. Let's see, which one is that? That's this one. So these are going to go to the outside. The top and bottom are going to go to the outside. I will probably sew the middle, or iron the middle one wrong anyway and redo it because it seems to be a theme on this channel. But you never know. Oh, look, I did it right, I think. We'll see when I go to match it up. Okay, so there you have that. And that row. And that row. This one's a little big for my space here, but so now we're just gonna, we still want to make sure our background fabric, which mine is the Deathly Hallows, if you didn't know that. Well, that one's a little puckered there. Doesn't matter. So now I'm just gonna match up the seams for the top and the middle, and then I'll do the same for the middle and the bottom, and then we'll sew them together. There it is. Didn't stay that. Still not doing it. There we go. That might work. Whatever. It was hot. It was hot, you guys. The iron makes it hot, if you didn't know. All right. Then we are going to flip it open, flip this one, and match it up also. I did a terrible job ironing that one too. But whatever. The one in the beginning. One at this seam. and the end. All right, and I'm going to go sew up these 2 seams, and then I'll come back and show you how the block looks. All right, it's sewn together. Let's see how well I did. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's flip it around. Do this side. Oh, that one puckered. Ask me if I care. I should probably never film a video. If it's a gift, I probably shouldn't make a video of it. They'll be like, I can't believe you did that. Well, I did it. This one's going to go in my son's blanket, maybe, because he does love Harry Potter, and that is what I bought it for. But maybe not, because I like it too. See, this one kind of forms a star. I really like it. Let me know what you think. It is the card trick, but just with a twist. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you make the block, and I hope you love it, and I will see you in the next one.